Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Thursday, the 17th of October, 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1. The Australian Bureau of Statistics released its labour force stats today, and wow, they were strong, unambiguously strong. 64,100 new jobs were created last month, meaning 6 months of strong jobs growth. The unemployment rate actually fell slightly to 4.1%. The number of underemployed fell by 9,000. The participation rate hit a record high of 67.2%. Jim Chalmers, the Treasurer, was crowing pretty quickly. He said 1 million jobs have been created in this parliamentary term. First time that's ever happened. The job market is flying. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 closed up nearly 1% today to 8,356 points. That's a new record. The lead-in from Wall Street was strong, but that unemployment data and the realisation that rates won't be falling anytime soon took just a bit of wind out of the sails, shall we say. One sector doing very well at the moment, uranium. There were reports that Eric Sprott, who is a Canadian billionaire commodities person, was buying the local miners. Their share prices are rising. The big banks also did well. Higher interest rates should help the banks because the gap between what they receive from loans and payout on deposits stays wider. That's the theory, but let's face it, people are buying banks no matter what at the moment. AMP was another great performer today. The labour force news did help the Aussie dollar, though. It finished around 67 US cents today. Story number 3, Australia will donate 49 of the Army's Abrams tanks to Ukraine in the nation's most significant and lethal contribution to the country's war against Russia. Defence Industry Minister Pat Conroy will formally pledge the US-made tanks to Ukraine at a NATO meeting in Brussels later this week. It follows a year-long campaign by Kiev to secure the weapons. It's one of the largest single contributions of Western tanks to Ukraine since the war began. Now, the Australian tanks were due to be retired from next year, but they're said to be in good condition and still far superior to those operated in Russia. Story number 4, a damning review of the Culture at 9 Entertainment has found a systemic issue with abuse of power and authority. The report handed down detailed complaints of bullying, discrimination and sexual harassment and made 22 recommendations. It only came out late this afternoon. The ASX-listed company owns free-to-air TV station 9 and streaming platform Stan, radio stations including 3AW and 2GB, newspapers including The Age, Sydney Morning Herald, Australian Financial Review, and a stake in Domain. 9 Chair Catherine West in a statement said, "Today is an incredibly difficult day for 9 as we confront these findings and reflect on serious cultural issues as an organisation." And finally, story number 5, US Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris wandered into enemy territory overnight, appearing on Fox News. She gave a feisty performance. Harris hasn't done much unscripted stuff. Now, Fox, of course, is an ultra-conservative cable channel, the most popular in the US, not somewhere where you'd expect Kamala Harris to turn up. Anyway, her main point, she won't be a continuation of Joe Biden. She made that very clear. She argued with the interviewer Brett Baer. She said Donald Trump should be able to handle criticism without threatening to lock people up. She did defend the Biden administration over the surge in immigration, though. Basically, Kamala Harris at the moment is out there trying to appeal to non-Trump Republicans and independents. She's even thinking about appearing on the world's biggest podcast, Joe Rogan. Now, Joe Rogan has previously been very critical of Kamala Harris. We'll see if that one eventuates. That's it for the afternoon report for Thursday, the 17th of October, 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.